The murder of Sarah Everard. The murder of Sarah Everard, a 33-year-old marketing executive, in March 2021, sparked a national outcry in the United Kingdom over women's safety, policing, and violence against women. Sarah was abducted, raped, and murdered by Wayne Couzens, a serving Metropolitan Police officer, which intensified the public's shock and led to widespread calls for systemic changes to protect women. Background: Sarah Everard was born on June 14, 1987, in Surrey, England. She was known for her kindness, intelligence, and strong work ethic. At the time of her death, Sarah lived in London and worked as a marketing executive. Disappearance. On the evening of March 3, 2021, Sarah was walking home from a friend's house in Clapham, South London, a journey of approximately 2.5 miles to her home in Brixton. Sarah spoke to her boyfriend on the phone for about 15 minutes as she walked, planning to meet him the next day. She was last seen on CCTV at around 9:30 p.m., walking along the 8205 Pointers Road. When Sarah failed to return home, her boyfriend reported her missing the following day, sparking a large-scale search operation. Investigation and discovery. The investigation into Sarah's disappearance quickly became one of the most high-profile missing person cases in recent UK history. The Metropolitan Police launched an extensive search, appealing to the public for information and releasing images of Sarah from the night she disappeared. On March 9, 2021, Wayne Couzens, a Metropolitan Police officer, was arrested at his home in Deal, Kent, on suspicion of kidnapping. The following day, human remains were found in a wooded area near Ashford, Kent, about 30 miles from where Couzens lived. The remains were later confirmed to be those of Sarah Everard. An autopsy revealed that she had died from compression of the neck. Arrest and charges. Wayne Couzens was charged with the kidnapping and murder of Sarah Everard. It emerged that Couzens had used his police credentials and equipment to falsely arrest Sarah for allegedly breaching COVID-19 regulations. He then abducted her, drove her to a remote location, and committed the horrific crimes. Couzens' position as a police officer and the manner in which he abused his authority to carry out the crime intensified public outrage. The case prompted questions about the vetting and monitoring of police officers, especially given that Couzens had previous allegations of indecent exposure that had not been adequately investigated. Trial and sentencing. Wayne Couzens pleaded guilty to the kidnapping, rape, and murder of Sarah Everard. During the sentencing hearing, harrowing details of Sarah's final hours were revealed, including how Couzens had handcuffed and falsely arrested her before driving her out of London. On September 30, 2021, Couzens was sentenced to a whole life order, meaning he will never be eligible for parole. The judge described the case as devastating, tragic, and wholly brutal, highlighting the betrayal of trust and abuse of power by Couzens. Public reaction and impact. The murder of Sarah Everard triggered a nationwide movement in the UK, highlighting the pervasive issue of violence against women and the fear that many women experience daily. Vigils were held across the country to honour Sarah's memory and demand change, with the largest gathering in Clapham Common, near where she was last seen. The vigil on March 13, 2021, was marked by clashes between attendees and police, further fueling public anger and calls for reform. The case prompted widespread discussions about women's safety, policing, and the cultural and systemic changes needed to address violence against women. It also led to increased scrutiny of police practices and the need for better protection for women from predatory behavior, even from those in positions of authority. Legislative and policy changes. In response to Sarah's murder, the UK government announced several measures aimed at improving women's safety. These included plans to enhance street lighting, increase CCTV coverage, and introduce more measures to protect women and girls. The government also proposed the Safer Streets Fund to improve security in public spaces. Additionally, the case led to calls for reforms in police vetting and accountability, ensuring that officers with histories of inappropriate behavior are identified and dealt with more effectively. The Metropolitan Police face significant criticism and calls for systemic change to restore public trust. Conclusion. As we explore the murder of Sarah Everard on True Crime, we will delve into the detailed timeline of events, the investigation, and the broader societal implications of this tragic case. Join us as we examine the evidence, the impact on the community, and the ongoing efforts to address violence against women and improve safety. The story of Sarah Everard serves as a powerful reminder of the urgent need for vigilance, accountability, and systemic change to protect women and ensure justice.